welcome to Tactics and Touchline. This morning at 10 a.m., we saw a notification moving all around about Ruben Amorim. Finally, he has been sacked. And we'll speak with some pundits on this issue, especially we welcome Sam back. He's a Man United fan. I don't know if it's because of Ruben Amorim, that's why he decided to join us today to explain to us why their manager has been sacked. But we'll go to Sam and find out from him. But firstly, we'll watch what happened. Ruben Amorim had an interview, that's a pre-game conference after their game against Leeds. And things he said in that particular interview, everyone who watched the interview knew that was the end of Ruben Amorim. So we'll play the interview after that for you to get what happened. Then after that, I'll speak with my pundit on what really happened at the interview.
United, not to be the coach of Manchester United. And that is clear. I know that my name is not Tuchel, is not Conte, is not Mourinho, but I'm the manager of Manchester United. And it's going to be like this for 18 months or when the board decided to change. So that was my point. I want to finish with that. I'm not going to quit. I will do my job until other guy is coming here to replace me.
Do you feel that, maybe certain assurances around things about the ability to manage this team that you thought you had? Do you not feel that?
I just want to say that I'm going to be the manager of this team, not just the coach. And I was really clear on that. And that is going to finish in 18 months. And then everyone is going to move on. That was the deal. That is my job, not to be a coach. If people cannot handle the Gary Nevilles and the criticisms of everything, we need to change the club. No, guys, I just want to say that I came here to be the manager of Manchester United, not to be the coach. And every department, the scouting department, the sport director needs to do their job. I will do mine for 18 months and then we move on.
All right, thank you, guys.
So after listening to the interview, we'll go into the main conversation. After 18 months, Ruben Amorim has been sacked. Looking at his record, he played 63 games and won 24, lost 21, and drew 18 at a winning percentage of 40%, which is average comes to material ratings. Let me start from Sam. Sam, you're welcome. Hearing this news about Ruben Amorim being sacked, were you happy about it or you were sad about it? And what do you think was really the issue? Do you think it's just based on the press conference that happened, or is a results-based type of thing for him getting sacked?
All right, thank you very much. Once again, I'm very glad that I'm back with you guys, and I was hoping it was like it will be a nice comeback with a very nice story, not this Amorim story, but it's all good. The story about him being sacked, it's not just the press conference. It's more to do of tactics and result and progress also. He was given time to show something, and I think the progress wasn't going on that much. Last season, we were 15, just 4 points above relegation, which is not a good place for a team like Manchester United. But the time was given. We understood the fact that he came in when times were tough, and he was playing a different system, and the players needed time to adjust. So he was given that space to operate. And I think in a way it's more of they had confidence in him, and they didn't deliver. And I think in a way too, he felt like he needed more from them, which didn't come. And out of frustration, I think that was what triggered what he said during the press conference yesterday. Honestly, I was quite surprised he came out with that manner or with that emotion, because I think most of us, the United fans, know that we are in, as of now, we are in such a place that we are lacking players. If you look at our bench, it's all academy players that are there. So in as much as he's trying to, and there is no, we don't really have a creative player in a set right now, with Bruno being injured and many two being injured.
Okay.
So it's quite understandable if we are managing draws here and there, even though we are supposed to win. But I think it was out of frustration that's triggered out that emotion, and that has led to him being sacked. Whether I am happy about it or not, that I think, to be honest, I'm not really happy about him being sacked. Not because I am a die-hard fan of Amorim, but I feel like we've gone through this system of sacking managers over and over again, and there is still nothing being actually done. I think the right system has to be placed from the back room so that we can really feel the change on the pitch also. So I don't really think that this sacking of Amorim will change anything or will bring any huge impact. Manchester United is a big club, and on your CV, it looks nice if it shows on your CV that you coached a team like Man U. So every coach that will be approached will come with that yes, I can do it. It's possible. But when you come in, and it's not just Amorim, you've seen the likes of Moyes and staffs coming with the same thing. They all came in saying, yes, it's possible. We can achieve this. But one season or half in the line, then they start saying that they need more, or they need more to win. There are some clubs that are not for every manager. The same Ancelotti that won Champions League at Madrid is the same guy that failed at Everton. So there are some clubs that are not for every coaches. And I think Man U has now become one of them. My head now is that no one takes us serious now. And it's obvious. No club or no management takes us serious now. Because a player will leave Man U, go to a different club and play very well there. I don't really buy in that system of them saying it's a new league or anything. Or even coaches leave Manchester United and still get big teams to coach. So it's as if everyone knows that there is a problem, not just a managerial issue, but it's bigger than that. So we are more of now a laughing stock for people, which is very bad. Yeah.
Okay. So, Prince, I want us to look at it from this aspect. In Ruben Amorim's video we just watched, he said that he came into Man United as a manager, not a coach. So if you have to check in between the lines, it's like he's not getting the opportunity to make decisions like how maybe a manager would do. Looking at it from the football aspect, do you think club needs to move from that managerial type of thing and just concentrate on you coming in, training the players so that these issues like this will be solved? And also, what do you think about the Amorim sacking in total?
I think personally, I woke up to the news and I was shocked. I was really shocked because I never saw that coming. I never saw that coming, and it looked like
I think after being backing him,
yeah, like the Sir Jim Ratcliffe was like they were going to give him 3 years or something. So I felt like the support was there. So I was so surprised when I woke up to the news that they had been sacked. I initially didn't believe it until I went to Twitter to confirm it from Fabrizio and Oystein. I was like, wow. So I the first question I asked myself was, what is next for United? You get it? What is next for United? Because just like the last time we're talking about Enzo Maresca's issue, there's a way these players come in and want to play for the coach. There's a bond they build with the coach. And when this coach is being sacked like that, however you want to see it, some of these players, it affects them. It affects the way they now approach game. It affects the whole team because a new coach will come in with a new tactics, a new system. Now, let me just use Ahmad as an example. Ahmad was almost getting used to the right wing defensive attacking player, partnering with Mwemu on that right side. Is he now going to be playing, and how is he going to come in? How is all that going to come in for the guy? Is it going to come? How are they going to embrace it? Is there a new coach coming in? If it's Fletcher, there's a whole things. There's a whole lot of things going around in the minds of the players and the whole thing. I feel like some of this thing has to. There's a root cause to it. Just like Sam said, we are just looking at the surface of it. What is the core of all this? Where let's look at if he has to do it, the person just being a coach, being on touchline, focusing on how the teams, the players are going to play, give the results, and whatever happens behind him, he's not in charge of it. Let's state it clear. Let's have that understanding. But if he comes in as a manager and now he's acting like a coach where he can't take it, he has a way of making him feel less of an important person or less irrelevant in a team and a whole lot of things. I believe so that United has come a long way to make things clear to some of this coach. And one other thing, now who are they going to? Like, who are they for? Aside Fletcher, who's going to be an interim coach? Is there a coach in the market who is that ready to come take United? Because United is no longer that you're going to come in and feel comfortable. United, the whole place is toxic. The whole place is toxic. And I don't think any coach will want to embrace an atmosphere or an environment now.
Okay. To Raf, let's look at it from this aspect. There are now conversations that this new managers, especially let's say the new cats with Enzo Maresca, Ruben Amorim, there are these new managers that comes into teams. They have a particular system, and this is the system they want to play. This is the system they want their team to be playing towards. Anytime there are issues of you need to change your system, you need to make things fit the players they have, they start questioning the board. And we've seen that, especially with Man United, they've had issues with coaches coming in, they getting the chance to buy the players they want. After leaving, they find it difficult to move these players out. Looking at this situation, do you think it was due to Ruben Amorim being difficult, especially switching his formation, making sure it fits the players, that got him sacked at Man United?
Ben, yes, Sam, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Ben, I'll start by quoting Jurgen Klopp when he came to Liverpool. Liverpool wanted to give Klopp a sporting director or director of football, and Klopp rejected it openly. Said no, he wants to be in charge of everything football at Liverpool. Same as Pep Guardiola when he came to Manchester City, he was basically in charge of everything football in the club. That was a manager. So he had a say in the under-21. He had a say in the under-17. To the extent that Pep Guardiola even told under-17 that they should be disciplined to the point that they should maintain a decent haircut. He wasn't comfortable with players dyeing their hair colored boots. He cut off the Wi-Fi connections in the under-21s and under-17s, just to maintain some discipline. Why am I saying this? I'm trying to say this because the game is evolving. And now these new managers, they want to be totally in charge of everything at the club level. Watching Ruben Amorim at Sporting Lisbon, he was the main man, he was the main architect behind how the team was operating. To the extent that before the team would purchase any or make any signing, the consult him, he was in charge. But then here lies a Man United team whereby there are some big fishes in the club where they are basically dictating affairs for the manager. I'm saying this per the quote Ruben Amorim gave us. Yeah.
Not to cut you off, I want to just, because of what you said, I want us to look at it from other aspects. We've seen managers getting this opportunity. Under Chelsea, I've seen Tuchel getting this opportunity. We've seen Man United with Erik ten Hag. Sometimes it gets to fail. And if it gets to fail, it now becomes a big burden on the club. As of now, Raheem Sterling is the Chelsea player. Chelsea doesn't have any chance as of now to moving out. We've seen Man United, the likes of Anthony, how they struggle to even get him off. Rashford, Sancho, as of now, they are still Man United players. So sometimes the clubs are now looking at it from this aspect that if we give you the full authority, you may leave. When you leave, now we'll struggle to now bring quality players for the new coach. Because I think Amorim was struggling as of now because Man United were not able to sell enough players out of their team to bring in the players he wants. And it was due to they giving the previous manager like that authority to now make any decision by bringing any player they want. So don't you think sometimes it plays good, but sometimes it plays bad? So maybe the clubs are trying to avoid it playing bad in their hands.
Yes, Ben, on what you said that he may leave, there are managers who might also stay, right? There are managers who might also stay. And as I said earlier, football is evolving. The Barcelona of 2009 cannot be compared to the Barcelona of 2025. Tiki-taka, everything is changing. Hansi Flick has got a new system. How Ferguson used to play for Man United, things are changing. So all I'm saying is they should allow the managers to play how they want to some extent. Player signings, bear in mind that most of these signings were not Amorim signings. Tyler Malacia and all these guys were not his signings. But then he has to, and some of these guys, he has to work with them, right? He might not be comfortable with the players. He cannot say, I want to buy an entire first 11 for the club. He will have to adjust and then find a way to make that players feel good and play for him as a manager, right? But here lies the case whereby they are top people at management level who are dictating for the using Amorim as an example. Amorim said he came to Man United as a manager, not as a coach. Ben, that comment entails a lot. There are lots there are a lot of meanings to that, which means that there's somebody at the top level who is dictating for the manager himself. He's not even after today's he has been sacked. I read in the news that Amorim was like going for a walk with his wife and like they were smiling. He was happy. You know, that should tell you that he has been liberated. He was under some kind of bondage, if I should put it that way. And why should the manager manage a club and then the manager will be restricted? The manager don't have the full freedom to do the work. Then it is going to be difficult. All the managers who have tried, they did their work on their own. They weren't under any pressure from anybody. Mention the likes of Zidane when he was at Real Madrid. All these big managers, Jurgen Klopp, who came to Liverpool and Dortmund, they had the freedom to operate. Then Pep Guardiola, he doesn't have any problem on Man City. He's just doing his own thing. So the moment you recruit the manager, they'll be happy. Arteta, no problem.
But yes, Arteta, with Arteta's issue, Arteta also goes through sporting directors.
But
and I think with the Arsenal situation, that is what most clubs are now trying to do. With Arsenal, they have a sporting director. You tell us the position you want. They list the players for you, give you the availability. This one we can get him in the summer. This one we can get him maybe at the end of the season. This one we can get him in January with the prices. Then now you pick. Then it's like a type of conversation till we get to a solution. Okay. But I think when it comes to Chelsea, it runs similarly. But with Chelsea's model is different from Arsenal's model. Chelsea are looking at, we want the kids. We want to promote them. And now maybe if it's not working, we have the opportunity to sell. With Man United, I think they went in for more of the Arsenal style, proven players. But they were looking at, okay, the system. And I think with me, I would think Amorim has a big blame to play in all this thing. They played against Aston Villa. He went at the 4-back system. No, against Newcastle, they went with a 4-back system. Man United were fluent. You could see that they were dominating the game in the first half. All of a sudden, in the second half, they switched to a 3-back, and they now were pinned back. Against Leeds, in the second half, when things were going on bad, he switched to a 4-back. United got the equalizer. So these are some of the things that will play in the minds of the owners. These are some of the things that will play in the minds of some of the fans. They will feel like you can do something simple for you to win. Why are you complicating things? And we saw him even say that even the Pope cannot make him change his formation. So why all of a sudden everything changed? Because you are looking at the winnings. So I think with Amorim, he has something to play, but yeah, right.
Ben, I like to come in on what you just said about. Okay. He made mention of when he played against a team, and then there are tactical tweaks in the game. Sometimes a manager will tweak his system a little bit to see how it will go. But
but you know, with Amorim, they played one game, I've forgotten the exact game. I was even telling my kid brother, he's a Man United fan. I told him that if you could see the way they set up, they change off the ball, they are in a 4 shape. And from there, if you are looking at that games they played, it was almost 13 games as at now. They were winning in between. I think they had only 1 or 2 losses in between them. So meaning the products or the materials you have can work with this system. So why don't you do it?
There are some times I think when they went in for Amorim, they saw the system he was playing.
Yeah.
And you came for me. In a way, you are trying to give me that space to do the same thing that I'm doing at that club.
At Sporting.
Yeah. Very good. So if they had a pool of coaches that they could fish from. You saw me playing the three back at Porto when it was working, and you came in for me. So you need to give me the time. He was not the one that bought Sancho and Go. So why should he take the blame for them being there? And listen, if the team or those in charge were the ones that made the purchase, then they should be blamed for all this stuff. Like, because if you plan ahead, you should know very well that at a time to come, or even this season, there was an African Cup and 2 or 3 matches in the league. It was very obvious that our main threat was coming from Ahmad and those were our 2 top players. And you realize these 2 top players to go to the AFCON as any good board or any good team to plan ahead. You start looking for someone to fill in those spaces when they go. In us, the man that we all know, before transfer season, you see about 3 or 4 names being linked to the club. We are at a point that even as of now, if you ask me who we are going to buy now, I have no idea. So when he said he's not going to sell any player if no one is coming in, he was totally right. Why should I sell when no one is coming in? We needed more than Cunha and we needed more than that. I think 5 or 6 players. Fine, yes, we need to sell, but it's not the job of the coach to sell players. That's not me, my work. That's not why I'm there. So you have to sell the players and get me what I want. So why should I take the blame for these things? So I think even though he had some backing, he came into a system whereby there was so many faults here and there. I said this earlier today that if you check the Arsenal style, Arsenal is now benefiting from patience. So
now Arsenal is the benchmark.
No, if you check Arsenal now, they had time and they gave the coach time. Listen, you can't play the same card at Liverpool, Chelsea, or United. You can't tell Liverpool to sit and play 3 or 4 seasons without winning any cup. Even though they've gone 30 years without trophy, now they've tasted trophy. You can't tell them to sit and wait for 3 for 4 years. Same as Chelsea, same as Man U. So they want that. The fans want that taste of what trophy. That's where my issue comes with this rest curtain. I keep saying Chelsea is not an academy. If you want to build and sell, you just like what City did. You can start building from your academy, then you will sell them for huge prices. Chelsea bought potential players and not made players for Maresca. And if you buy potential players, it's 2 ways. It's either it goes very well for you or it goes downside. And this is what is happening. If you check the Chelsea bench, all those that are there are names that they bought either this season or the last season. So you can't really say they are bad. There's Gittins there, Garnacho was there. There are players there. But you realize these players are not players that will come in and make a huge impact or a huge change. So that's where I am asking that. Why should Maresca be blamed for what he did not do? You get what I'm saying? If he wanted big names and you gave him big names and he's not proving, that's when you can say, just like I said, for Liverpool, if Slot does not take any trophy first, like next two or 3 seasons, and he's being sacked, it's fair because he was given whatever he asked for, even double. for him now, he has two of the best strikers last season in his club. So there's no excuse. But if you look at clubs like, there are times that I feel like they buy players, some clubs buy players just to shut the fans up. But it's not actually fixing the whole problem. Man U is one of those things. At times I feel like they buy some players just to keep the fans quiet, be happy. But if you check, you realize our issues are beyond Mbuemo or even Sesko. We need an actual system that even if these two players are not there, the team can still function. So as I said, it's not just about sacking the coach. And just as Prince said, who comes in and what does he do next? Man,
I want us to look at the manager that comes in, because as of now, Man United are saying that they are not looking at rationing the manager. They are looking at getting a caretaker who will take over to the end of the season. Then they'll prepare proper for another manager coming in. And now the caretaker issue has been Fletcher is the one the club are looking at appointing. But we've seen Ole Gunnar Solskjaer coming in that he's interested in running the caretaker job to the end of the season to prove something. But I want us to all look at this Man United team, this Man United setup with available managers out there. Which manager do we think can come in and save Man United, especially in this crisis they are in? So I'll start with you, Sam. Which manager are you tipping can come in and save Man United? Are you looking at maybe Enzo Maresca, Xavi, Fabregas, Zidane? Which of them do you think would come in?
Can we add God to the list?
As of now, right? Thank you very much.
Can we add God to the list?
As of now, right?
The list of coaches.
I'm being very honest. As of now, even if we combine Pep, Club, and Ancelotti and all those people, it still can't solve the issue.
I think we need to go for Prince.
If we can add God to the list,
that's the truth. It's not just I've seen names like Southgate again at the long run. I've seen names like the Zerbi and
I even saw one with Thomas Tuchel.
So yes, if you are bringing in coaches that will say yes to whatever you want, it won't work out. And these guys are not yes coaches. Let's be honest. Unless you are bringing in an up and coming coach that will say yes to everything, and it will end up in the same place that we are right now. Honestly, now I have no idea.
Okay, so Prince, looking at this Man United team, which coach do you think can at least help them or save them?
Just like I mentioned, it's only God that can save United now, because Charlie, the team is it's toxic. Like it goes even beyond a coach, because a player will be United and we failing. It leaves United and it's selling somewhere. It goes beyond the coach. This thing has. I don't know if there's a spiritual back into it, but you might have to go and pray for United or something like that. God should just
Okay, then we need to try and find a way to speak.
I don't know if they can point God to coach them there. I don't know, but it's really unfortunate.
Ralph, which coach do you think can come in and save United? Even if it's at the end of the season, which coach do you think can come in and turn things around?
So, Ben, the coaches available now are top coaches. And I don't see any of them picking this United job as an interim manager. It will go against them. Picking United as an interim manager and will be tired if things don't go well and you are being sacked. It goes against you on your CV, you've been sacked. The Zidane, the Xavis. Thomas Postecoglou. Even the Thomas Tuchel one was a bit funny. How can a manager who has qualified a national team to the
World Cup and leave
and resign and come and manage?
They are looking at that is next season. So maybe he could, after the World Cup, he could come and join them.
Oh, Ben, the truth of the matter is that Mark Mawes is an old player who manages a team for now. Fletcher, either Fletcher or maybe one of their old players who's a manager who pick up the team for now. But a top manager, I don't see it happening anytime soon. So for me, I see
And
that.
I think Man United, okay. I think Man United have themselves to be blamed. Ralph Ranieri told them this, I think 5 years or 6 years ago, that the team has a lot of problems. This is not just about the surgery. They need to just do a deep dive into everything, but they didn't listen. And I think if they took that advice, maybe as of now, they would have been on that level he was looking out for. But don't forget,
because Ben, as of now, I'm yet to find out why Amorim was sacked. Is it on performance basis? I wish Sam or maybe Sam or Ben can. Is it because of a bad performance? As Ben, you told me the last time.
I don't think it's more performance, because his recent performance has been good.
It has been good, yeah.
So why was it that?
Performance has been good. The thing was just about he feels some people are telling him what to do whilst he knows what he's doing. So he wouldn't just lie down and let you tell him what to do. So the best solution is I'll go into the media, speak anyhow I want. If you don't like it, you just let me go. And he got it. So I think most of these managers maybe are eyeing other jobs that they are looking at their potentials there. And I think he wouldn't like to join a team like Chelsea because it's similar to what Man United are also doing. Maybe something good. Yeah.
Ben, I also feel that Man United environment is very, very toxic.
Yes,
players are thriving when they leave the club. Players are thriving when they leave.
And I think the issue is more about structure and planning. And I think that is what has played into. So if, as of now, they are keeping Amorim or they are bringing in someone, at least they should bring in someone who has the same three-back system to continue what Amorim started, so that they can keep that same thing. If you bring in another coach who wants to play a 4-3-3, meaning there are some players who were brought in for the three-back system that needs to leave. Then we go back to the old same up and down again. So now, either they are going for a coach who would come with a three-back system, or they are looking at maybe, and that is why maybe names like Thomas Tuchel is coming in. And for me, if they are to get a manager in, I think if they have to wait to the end of the season, Oliver Glasner will be the best pick for them, because he's not signing his contract at the end of the season with Palace, and he's looking at moving. He is also complaining about he wants players coming in. Crystal Palace are not buying at all. So that is the thing. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share your comment. What do you think got into this Amorim's issue for him being sad? And who will be that Man United next manager? Thank you all for joining.